Welcome to the Coalition to Save Affordable Housing YouTube page. We are happy to feature Riverbay Director Michelle Marbury's very important viewpoint on board training and obligations. This is narrated by our assistant. Board development, training time, repetition is key. Is board development training necessary? The answer is yes. No board director comes equipped to handle the heavily regulated enterprise that is Co-op City's Riverbay Corporation. We present our varied and unique set of skills as an offering to the work of the directors, but in concert, we are asked to familiarize ourselves with countless rules, laws, codes, and agreements, which results in volunteering an enormous amount of lifetime to service and the community. What does this mean to you as a shareholder? I have covered this before, but as we all know, repetition is key to structured business. You want to be sure that who you choose to represent you is up to the challenge and willing to do all that is necessary to manage and carry out the duties put before them on your behalf. The only way to keep a control on that is to be sure that each board member is held to certain fiduciary responsibilities. The development training weekend is designed to do just that. The board director's position. Important to note, a board member's job is to govern and make policy. We do that by identifying problems and then taking said issues back to the board, i.e. through a committee or from complaints that have not been adhered to through the system of protocols put in place to run our corporation. Board members are in a constant state of analysis, if we are doing our job correctly. We must protect the integrity of management's role, i.e. addressing problems by gathering information at the root cause. Policy-making processes, important to understand. When the community comes to us with problems, we must come together in the boardroom to make policy which governs our corporation by addressing those problems. Example, repair issues that are not being solved. We must figure out why this is happening, i.e. direct an investigation, to identify the problem, through a committee, or gathering information as to the root cause. Then come back to the board having pinpointed the problems, and offer a report of the committee's findings. Then set policy and work with management so that they can carry out directives from the board to take particular action to address the issue. In short, if a board director says to you, they will take care of a certain issue or problem for you individually, they are speaking out of turn. Such language can be detrimental to the corporation as a whole. Each board member is a shareholder first, just like you. The power held by a board member is only in effect when utilized along with the board as a unit. Director's fiduciary duties. These duties are the creed that a board director must follow, framed on the wall in the boardroom reminding us of our responsibilities. Duty of care. Duty of confidentiality. Duty of loyalty. Duty of obedience. An analysis in plain language. Footnotes. The Riverbay Corporation. Board Development Training presented by Smith Buss and Jacobs LLP. Duty of Care. Business Corporation Law Section 717. A director shall perform his duties as a director, including his duties as a member of any committee of the board upon which he may serve, in good faith and with that degree of care which an ordinarily prudent person in a like position would use under similar circumstances. This also refers to the level of attention required of each director to attend meetings, carefully review documents, participate in committee work, pay attention, question, listen, understand, seek assistance from subject matter experts and do what is necessary to inform the decisions you are called upon to make. Duty of confidentiality. DHCR Regulations Section 1725-2.4. Disclosure of information. Members of the board of directors have access to a considerable amount of personal information concerning tenants or cooperators. Such information must be held in the strictest confidence and should not be disclosed to any person except insofar as it has a direct bearing on a. the business of the company, or b. the division's efforts to deter fraud in developments under its supervision, and except to persons duly authorized to receive such information. Directors must protect all confidential corporate records, including personal employment and shareholders' records. Duty of loyalty. Directors are not permitted to profit personally at the expense of the corporation, and their private interests may not conflict with corporate interests. Bylaws Art. 3, Section 3, D, 1-G-3I. A board member must act for the well-being of the cooperative as a whole, setting aside personal or political interests. Duty of obedience. Oath of office. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the Riverbay Board of Directors and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America and the State of New York. I furthermore affirm that by accepting the election of the shareholders of Riverbay Corporation to the Riverbay Board of Directors, I understand that I, individually, have no more right or privileges than any other resident shareholder within this community. I pledge to obey all of the rules and regulations of the cooperative, and to work with the other members of the Board of Directors, as a whole, to develop and to oversee policy for the good of the entire co-op city community. If a board director goes beyond his or her legal authority, that may subject the board, the corporation, and all directors to liability for breach of fiduciary duty. Just plain passion. I promise to write about a lovely conversation with a shareholder, i.e. Ms. Lyon of Section 5. We'll dive into that in my next Viewpoint. Miss Lyon, I didn't forget you. Thank you all for reading my Viewpoint. I can be reached at marbury@gmail.com.